Hello and welcome back to Jurassic World Evolution 2, where today I'll be doing a comprehensive, in-depth and professional review of the Dominion Biosyn Expansion. I'll be breaking this video up into several sections where I'll be going over the campaign, chaos theory, and finally the sandbox and animals. Before I get started, I have a couple of disclaimers. I'm going to keep this as spoiler free as I can, however the second campaign mission does contain Dominion spoilers, although what I talk about doesn't relate to the plot of the film and the events leading up to the mission 2 is shown in the trailer for Dominion. The second thing is that I will not be talking about anything in the free update because it's free. So without further ado, let's get into it. The first campaign mission precedes the events of Jurassic World Dominion and involves you constructing and populating the Biosyn Sanctuary for the totally humble and non-egotistical Lewis Dodson. The first part of the mission progresses as you upgrade and construct the Biosyn compound whilst also caring for the dinosaurs being shipped in from Isla Sorna, as well as synthesizing and releasing the new animal, Dimetrodon. The second part of the mission involves you expanding the sanctuary by introducing new species. Most significantly, the Pyroraptor, Dreadnoughtus, Therizinosaurus, and Giganotosaurus. The final objective is to maintain high dinosaur comfort and visibility, as well as having 75 animals in the park. The way fossils are collected in the mission is unique to the rest of the game, with you sending out expeditions into an amber mine with 4 different levels which are unlocked through research. The first mission also introduces you to the new Biosyn building set, the Hyperloop, and the invisible fences. The fences essentially work as usual, but the dinosaurs can't break out. However, if the power goes out to them, the dinosaurs can just walk free. The Hyperloop only works with the research outpost, control center, and power plant, which is a bit of a shame. Overall, I really enjoyed the first campaign mission, and I can honestly see myself playing it again. It offered a good way of showcasing the new dinosaurs and variants whilst not forcing you to build a 5-star park. Like I said before, the second campaign mission does contain some Dominion spoilers, so if you've not seen the movie yet and don't want to know, you can skip to the next chapter of the video. The second mission I feel is a good concept, just poorly executed. The mission has you play through the events following Jurassic World Dominion, and the opening cutscene essentially spoils the whole movie. Although it is set on the same map, the entire landscape has been torched and it's your job to return it to a sanctuary. Now you may be asking, how? Well, first, you need to hire scientists to clear the debris. Now, I'm currently doing a Bachelor of Science at university, and I'm still waiting on the part where we learn how to operate heavy machinery and bulldoze a destroyed landscape. Sounds like it'd be fun though. Once you've cleared the first lot of debris, you shepherd some nearby dinosaurs into an enclosure and ensure all their needs are met. But oh no, they all have burns or smoke inhalation, and you have to research the cure and treat all the animals. Once this is done, it's time to get back in a truck and start clearing land again, because guess what, arsehole? You've got more dinosaurs coming and they're gonna want a secure enclosure. Also, there's a disease outbreak. After you cure all the dinosaurs, it's time to start clearing land again, but this time you're just playing the waiting game because nothing happens whilst you go through and clear the rest of the scorched earth. Once you set the task of clearing the last of the debris, the mission ends. And that's the campaign. Now, as I said earlier, this mission was just poorly executed. I really liked the unique aspect of working around the scorched earth, but the entire mission felt repetitive and clearing the debris took way too long for there to be nothing else going on. It would have been cool to have something like the Quetzalcoatlus terrorizing the area and killing some of your parasaurs, and you have to manually track it down and data and put it in an aviary or have it moved to a different location. It would have also been nice for there to have been more wild dinosaurs for you to go track down and wrangle or save from carnivores. That's how I would have personally changed it anyway. Overall, the campaign took me about 3 to 3.5 hours to complete, and I really enjoyed it apart from the final objectives of the second mission. It was infinitely more enjoyable than the DFW campaign, however. I also really enjoyed how they had all the actors except Chris Pratt from the film playing their respective characters. Now it's time to move on to the Jurassic World Dominion chaos theory. Seeing as this is a what-if scenario, it doesn't contain any real spoilers. The story for it is essentially what if the DFW decided to set a dinosaur preserve on Owen's ranch, rather than send the dinosaurs off to Biosyn. Now, off the bat, I have a huge problem with this chaos theory. Where's Jeff? This is the only Chaos Theory that does not have Jeff Goldblum narrating the intro, and that's really disappointing to me. The mission is set in Sierra Nevada and starts off with you wrangling some dinosaurs into an enclosure similar to the campaign mission. After this, you are introduced to the new mechanic of dinosaur rustlers that is unique to this mission. These annoying rat bastards come barreling through the forest and will either hack your gates or blow up your fences and will proceed to tranquilize your dinosaurs. If they are successful in this, they will airlift your dinosaurs out of the reserve. So how do you stop them? Like this. The rustler attacks usually occur at night and last roughly 3 minutes. These attacks can be quite frustrating as you need to ram the vehicles at a considerable speed to be able to damage them, and you can have up to 4 rustlers in the reserve at once, all very far away from each other. Fortunately, their aim is terrible and you only really need 2 good hits before they retreat, but these attacks can feel pretty overwhelming. It can be especially frustrating when the rustlers are in or on the other side of the forest and you can't get to them. You are given some rustler defenses, however. You have security cameras and watchtowers which spot rustlers, heat sensors which detect suspicious activity, flash bang traps which can temporarily stun rustlers, and floodlights which I have no clue what do. You only have a limited supply of each of these, so make sure you place them around wisely. My recommendation would also be to place various response facilities close to enclosures so that you can swiftly deal with the rustlers that are nearby. Following this first attack, more dinosaurs are airlifted and you are given the usual objective of making sure they are comfortable. And then the mission goes downhill when Cabot tells you this.
The bad news is that the DFW is out of money.
I'd say that's pretty bad.
Oh god, I got $17 million.
No longer contribute funds to help cover the costs for keeping this place operational. But I have a potential solve. We're gonna have to open the ranch to visitors.
The Chaos Theory goes from this unique experience to becoming a park builder. Thanks, Frontier. Fortunately, it's pretty easy to reach 5 stars, and once you do, the mission ends. What I really liked about this Chaos Theory was the unique threat of the rustlers, however I would change them to make them a bit less frustrating. I would personally make it so that the rustlers would all attack one enclosure at once, so it makes it easier for them to dart the dinosaurs. This would also make the attacks less stressful as you don't need to move from one side of the park to another. And to balance this, they could increase the health of the rustlers. The main thing that really brings this Chaos Theory down is the park building aspect. They could have made it similar to the campaign and I would not complain. Now it's time to talk about everything you get in the DLC. This includes the maps, building set, and of course, the dinosaurs. With the DLC, you get the Biosyn Sanctuary map and the Sierra Nevada map. The Biosyn Sanctuary map is by far one of the best maps in the game due to how unique it is. Foliage is made up of moss-covered trees and ferns, and there are 3 new terrain paints unique to the map. The environment is also made to feel more alive with the mist that randomly appears in sections of the map. Not only this, but you can have access to the Biosyn compound. The Sierra Nevada map is a taiga biome which we've seen before, however it is unique in the fact that everything is covered in snow. Usually for this to happen it requires a snowstorm, but with this map foliage and buildings are peppered in a thin layer of snow. Both these new maps are fairly large which allows you to create sprawling parks or wildlife reserves. The DLC also comes with a Biosyn building set that adds new operations buildings, a guest shelter, research outposts, and decorations. All buildings have a really nice modern aesthetic with lots of curves and circular structures, with some buildings having a grassy rooftop similar to the Biosyn compound. The new decorations all have a rusted metal look and involve abstract shapes. There are 2 fountains which look absolutely gorgeous, 2 different lights, and 3 standard decorations. Now for the most exciting part, the animals. I'll first start off with the new skins and variants, then move on to the 4 new species. The new skins you get include a Dilophosaurus skin, 2 T-Rex skins, and 3 Parasaurolophus skins. There is nothing too special about the Dilo. The frill and crests are given an amber colour and the body is a grey and green pattern. The first T-Rex skin is the scarred T-Rex. Again, nothing too special, but the second is the T-Rex we see in the prologue with the dino fuzz running down its back. It's exciting that we have a feathered Rex, but if I'm being honest, I'm not a huge fan. Now in terms of skins, I have saved the best for last with the Parasaurolophus. The first Parasaur skin is the one shown in the trailer with Owen. It, like the other two skins, has the new head shape we see in Dominion and has a blue striped pattern. The second skin is pretty much a Dominion version of the Lost World Parasaur, and the third skin is pretty much a halfway point between both skins. The first variant is for the Dreadnoughtus, and I honestly love this version over Frontier's, even though it does have a bit of a strange eye. Next is Dominion's big bad dinosaur, the Giganotosaurus. I've said this before and I'll say it again. When I first saw the Dominion Giga, I did not like how it looked, but over time it really grew on me. What I really like about variants in this game is that it almost acts like a new species, which really brings more diversity to your park. Finally, we have the new species. First up, we have the Dimetrodon, which looks absolutely amazing and is by far the most unique carnivore in the game. Aside from the Indoraptor, it is the only quadrupedal carnivore. Dimetrodon is also capable of cohabitating with herbivores, which is a trait only seen in the compies. It also has an adorable social interaction and looks goofy as hell when it's running around. Also, they swim. Next, we move on to the controversial Pyroraptor. When first showcased, people were concerned about the model, but now that we have it in game, I absolutely love it. The feathers look really well done and the coloration and pattern on them looks incredible. I also really enjoy the bird-like animations it has. Apart from the feathers though, there's nothing really unique about this dinosaur. However, Frontier really outdid themselves on the skins and patterns for this dinosaur, as the colours are absolutely amazing and the patterns go so well with them. Thirdly, we have the absolutely ginormous Quetzalcoatlus. Like the other species so far, it has both a really nice movie skin and Frontier design. However, I personally prefer the Dominion version. The Quetzal absolutely dwarfs all other species and comes with its own set of unique animations. However, it can be a bit buggy when flying around the aviary, and it also cannot walk, which is a huge disappointment. Lastly, we have my personal favourite animal in the pack, the Therizinosaurus. This is a herbivore like no other. It has some of the most brutal kill animations, and like Dimetrodon, has an adorable social animation. If I'm being honest though, I'm not a huge fan of the Frontier skins, but they aren't that bad. Now it's time to address the elephant in the room, the missing dinosaurs. Including the prologue, what we are yet to see is the Oviraptor, Morus intrepidus, Lystrosaurus, Microceratus, and most importantly, Atrociraptor. Now this is called the Biosyn Expansion, so that would insinuate that the dinosaurs included in the pack would be Biosyn exclusives, right? So in theory this should include Atrociraptor, Morus intrepidus, and potentially Lystrosaurus, but I'm not too sure about that one. Of course, Oviraptor is only in the prologue, and Microceratus, very minor spoiler here, was cloned by InGen, so I guess it kind of makes sense as to why them and potentially Lystrosaurus are not in the pack. Well, maybe when they say Biosyn they just mean the dinosaurs we see in the valley. But in that case, we should have Morus intrepidus because it is shown inside the Biosyn facility in the movie. And also the Chaos Theory has nothing to do with Biosyn, so where are these missing dinosaurs? And what about the prologue Iguanodon and Dominion/Battle at Big Rock Allosaurus? Well, I, and many others, think that there will be another pack with these missing dinosaurs. I think that if this is the case, then the pack will probably be released in August or September at the latest. I also hope that there is something free in the pack, as I think it would be kind of scummy for them to not have any free Dominion content in a game that was supposed to release alongside Dominion. From the start, the one thing that this game was missing was the Dominion content. At the end of the day, we have to remember that Frontier is a business and they do need to make money somehow. So what is my final verdict? Is the DLC worth its $20 price tag? Well, yes. If I was in a position where I could only afford one DLC, I would buy this one. Not only are you getting a new campaign and Chaos Theory, but you're getting 2 great maps and some of the best species that Frontier has designed. Like I said, they really outdid themselves on the skins and patterns for these new animals. The biggest drawback from this DLC, aside from the price, is probably the Chaos Theory, which felt very similar to Claire's Sanctuary in the first game. It starts out fun and then it turns into an unoriginal park builder, but you don't have to play this if you don't want to, as everything is automatically unlocked anyway, and you are given a campaign that is much more enjoyable. And I'll say it again, the new species that we are given are all unique compared to what we already have. Not to mention, this DLC has set an exciting precedent for the future DLC with the introduction of feathers, Astarchids, and Paleozoic animals. So that is my full breakdown and review of the Dominion DLC. I hope you found this helpful, and if you have any ideas on how you would change aspects of this DLC, let me know in the comments. So thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao!